Welcome to Candid Conversations with Candidates, sponsored by Crowing Power together with Brainerd Lakes Chamber and Lakes Media Collaborative. I'm Kathy Nagorski with the Brainerd Lakes Chamber, and joining me today is JoAnn Weaver, a candidate for Breezy Point Mayor. Welcome.
Thank you, Kathy.
We'll start with your opening comments.
Well, as you've already noted, my name is JoAnn Weaver. I am running for Breezy Point Mayor. This is the fourth time I've done this. Initially I ran opposed, second time opposed, last time unopposed, and this time opposed. So I've had a little practice in running. Things are moving along, in my opinion, in the right direction in the city of Breezy Point. Like most cities, we're up against some tougher times, very mindful of budgeting issues, trying to keep the people that are living in the city, knowledgeable of the staff that we are, or the fact that we are mindful of the money that they have to pay their taxes with and support the budget. So we try to be very cautious about how we plan the budget. And other than that, it's sort of business as usual. My background, as I've noted before, registered nurse, not working as a nurse at this point in time. I was very active both at a state level and a national level in what was a political situation in the nursing field, rheumatology nursing to be specific. I am not gainfully employed at this time. I have a lot of other interests, but again, I would like to be the mayor of Breezy Point for the fourth time, so that's why I put my name in the hat. And I guess that's just a pretty basic introduction. Do you have questions for me?
Thank you. Yes, let's move on to our questions. If elected, what would be your top priority?
If elected, my top priority is obviously to keep the budget going, and we have excellent staff that's worked toward giving us the facts and the figures that we need to move forward, still respond to the citizens' needs, but trying not to promise things that we can't deliver, trying to keep the roads in good shape, trying to make sure that when someone calls in and has an issue that needs someone from public safety, that those responses come very quickly. So, as I said, it's pretty much business as usual, with money being one of those things that we're always mindful of, trying to work with other agencies and other communities in keeping the bottom dollar where it should be.
Okay, as you mentioned earlier, you are running against another opponent. Name 3 things that distinguish you from your opponent.
My goodness. Well, I've been at this as mayor for a while. The other opponent I know can speak for himself. He's certainly been involved with the city of Breezy Point over a period of time, serving on the council. Right now when the council comes to the table, and there are 5 of us. First of all, as mayor, we're in a weak mayor system in the state of Minnesota. My vote is only 1 vote. But I know that most of the people who are sitting up there, in fact, all the people sitting at the council table, truly do have the best interest of the city of Breezy Point at heart. And so we work together to do what we can in respect to the issues that I've already brought forward, and that is be mindful of the budget, keep the staff doing what they're supposed to do, and still making them feel that, we respect what they do and we want to keep them there working with us. I might have a little different perspective about how to manage things. I feel that if you surround yourself with good people, they will do what they're supposed to do. I do not feel that I have to be there supervising and trying to micromanage things when I really don't have the background for that. I mean, one can sense when things are going well. You look at the budget numbers, that's doing what they're supposed to do. And when citizens aren't calling me complaining about things, I then feel that, well, things are working. I don't need to step in and review every single list of what has taken place. I know that in a week's time, a month's time, a year's time, you can't do it without staff, but you don't have to tell staff minute by minute what to do. So that, I'm not skilled. I know that building roads and that sort of thing, that's not my background. As I said, I'm in nursing, but I do know about trusting people and working together for the common good.
Okay. As you know, during the fall season, it's a time for city councils to be working on their preliminary budget and then before the end of the year adopting a final budget. And budget priorities are something that you've had to tackle. What are your budget priorities and how will you pay for them?
Well, when we look at the way the money comes into the city of Breezy Point, as it does in most cities, it's primarily from property taxes. And this year, we've already had our meeting where we've set the preliminary budget. As most people know, we set a preliminary budget that's really there. It's required that we do that by, I believe it's September 15th, although that falls on a Saturday this year. So technically, you have until the 17th of September if you're a city. We've already done ours. Ours is the same as last year. The year before, we did decrease that budget. But that doesn't mean we're locked into that number. We are still looking for ways to decrease that even further, and we have until early December to do that. And it's a matter of looking at every single expenditure and questioning, is this necessary? And as I said, we have a lot of responsibility to our citizens. We need to keep their roads, whether it's winter or summer, passable so they can get to the jobs that they have. We also need to make sure that when they pick up the telephone and they need help of any kind, whether it's from the police department or a fire call or whatever, that they get the response that they're looking for. We have we've cut some of the number of employees down over the past few years. We have some consultants that come in and do work that we used to have a full-time person come in and do. There's also, and this probably has been touched upon before, but there is a group of mayors within the area of Breezy Point. It includes several from the surrounding area. There's a total of 6 of us that do get together once a month on a pretty regular basis. We might skip a holiday, but otherwise, we get together for an early morning coffee. We talk about the issues we're facing. We talk about ways that we can perhaps save money for our cities by sharing some resources of whatever. And even if we don't come to an actual decision where we're sharing resources, we go away certainly with a lot of ideas on what might be the best thing for our individual communities. So it really is a cooperative thing, and I'm pleased to be part of that. I would also say, for those that are not that familiar with city government, we have a website, City of Breezy Point MN. You can Google it, get there, and the business that we do is very open. We have monthly financial meetings, we sign off on things, we want to put the numbers, the work that we do, the work of the various committees and commissions out there for people to look at, to respond to, and hopefully, if they have a question, to pick up the telephone and call City Hall or call those individuals like myself who sit on the City Council. We want to be as open as possible. I guess that's a good way to end that.
Okay, we've run out of time for more questions, so thank you for joining us for Candid Conversations with Candidates. Please look to votebrainerdlakes.com for more information, and remember, vote November 6th.
Thank you, Kathy.